Hey, the coach, how you doing? Um, can you talk about Skylar? Just first, how sick was she? Was she sort of in danger of not playing? And then two, can you take us through that last play? Was it anything like I'm remembering Las Vegas at home earlier in this year? Skylar had the ball at the top of the key. You guys were down sort of one, and that time she passed inside. It felt like sort of Vegas sort of blew that play up, and it felt like tonight she made a different decision and went to the rim.
Yeah, first of all, yeah, she's been sick for the last few days. She didn't practice. And our shout out to our team for, having some good days with and focus without our leader. One of our leaders. And I think coming into Atlanta, I was unsure. We were unsure if she was gonna be able to play just because the energy level, still some working through her sickness. So today it was honestly the first time she got up and down, aside from shoot around, moving around a little bit. Sky is a competitor. She is a passionate basketball player. In clutch moments, time and time again, we've seen in this league what she can do. So the very last play, a little bit different from that Vegas play, but trying to get my two best players in action, and kind of rewatch the play just now. I thought NECA, there's a lot of physicality, same like the Vegas play in which E kind of fell, but NECA set a good screen. And I think that Sky got fouled on that as well. But that's a big bucket from an elite player, willing herself to get healthy enough to face a tough Atlanta team on the road. Just showed resilience, and that's just who she is, wanting to be at her best for her team.
All right, next up, we'll go to Bella.
Hey, Coach. Tonight, NECA passed Sue Bird for eighth and Cappie Pondexter for seventh on the WNBA all-time scoring list. Just what are your thoughts on her passing, in particular, a Storm legend like Sue that you played with and coached and is now getting a statue?
Yeah, I mean, Sue is a Hall of Famer too recently, right? And she's done amazing things not only for the Seattle Storm organization, but for the WNBA, for women's basketball globally, internationally, all those things. And for NECA to, be mentioned in the same sentence as Sue, and now surpassing her, it just magnifies who NECA is. She's greatness personified. She's the most disciplined person I know, and getting to know her these past 2 seasons, her approach to her everyday life, I think is such a great example for us all. The way that she leads, the way that she communicates, the way that she constantly puts others first. Her career has been that. She's been super efficient throughout her entire career, and that's a lot of buckets if you think about that list, Cappy and Sue. And to be doing it in a Storm uniform is special. For me to be coaching her and just kind of seeing the sustainability that she has had over her seasons. She's, to me, getting better with time. And for her to continue to break records and be mentioned amongst the greats means that she is herself a great. She's going to continue to do great things for this league. She's going to continue to do great things for this team. And I'm just kind of basking in her excellence.
All right, next, we'll go to you, Maz.
Yes. Hey, Coach, what can you say just about your overall resolve of the team? I mean, the third quarter there, they could have been distracted, if you will, and then you only get three offensive rebounds, but that third one was obviously the most important. Just resolve and that commitment.
Yeah, I thought that, we took a look at the film and we addressed those things. I think that in moments, the resolve showed, just, literally skied in the air to get that offensive board, and late in that game. And, great minutes from AC. And, I think just Ezzy's activity, I saw some improvement from our entire group, to want to make sure that, we buckled down in certain moments of the game. And I think we never let a lead whether it's 7 points or 3 points, no matter where we were in the game, came down. And I think the growth that we showed on the road of our execution was huge. So, offensively and defensively, we're locked in. When it mattered, I think that we got to some loose balls and we rebounded and we were able to capitalize on the other end of the floor. But the resolve was huge, and it showed that we do have it. We just have to have it consistently.
Thank you.
All right, Kasim.
Hey, coach. So Atlanta going into this game, the best team in the league at keeping their turnover count low. You guys go out there and force 17. How'd you feel about how you guys were deflecting balls and getting in the passing lane specifically?
Yeah, I think at halftime we had charted about 22 or 24 deflections. And we try to finish with at least 30 plus a game. And that was indicative of our activity. And I think it started with Ezzy. It's tough to defend BG and Jones in the paint. And I think our on-ball pressure was good. We had some schemes for Gray, some schemes for the others, and I thought that we utilized not only our physicality but our intellect today to make sure we were locked in on our schemes. And then I think we have a strong defensive team when we are locked in, and from different areas of the floor. E defending on the ball, off the ball. We were really committed to our team defense, and I think not being super disruptive, but in being so, we were in gaps and we were able to create some havoc, and I think that's something to build on.
Thanks, coach.
All right, Jeff, you're up.
Yeah, coach, with this win over Atlanta, you now have wins against the top 4 teams: Minnesota, Atlanta, Phoenix, New York. What does that tell you about your team, and what kind of message can you tell your team after those results?
We have to really understand who we are when we are playing at a high level. When we are locked in, we're a really good team. And when we simple when we're not locked in, the energy, the effort, the execution, we're just not a very good team. So I think for us to really own it, it's time to show and prove every single